आइए उद्गीत करते हैं। ओम का है, ये वोकल कोड के लिए पर्टिकुलरली फॉर द वोकल। आइए
समर्पण के इस कार्यक्रम में आप सभी का स्वागत है। इस साल हमने हमारा स्लोगन चुना है, सेवा साथ समर्पण। सेवा हमारा मूल उद्देश्य है, साथ आपकी उपस्थिति बता रही है कि हम साथ साथ हैं। और समर्पण जो आज हम समर्पित कैसे होंगे, इसके लिए हमने पूजा जी को विशेष रूप से सिंगापुर से बुलाया है कि वो हमें गाइड करे। देखिए, मेरा मानना है कि इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे हर मेंबर लाइन लीडर है, सबके अंदर लीडरशिप है, उसको बाहर निकालना है और अपने तरीकों को ढूंढना है।
I now present before you Mrs. Pooja Bagri.
Yes, let's go.
चली आ गई उधर करो फिर चली गई।
Are we ready for Samarpan?
आ गई चली
2024.
और चेक करके नहीं लाती
Energy
यार।
is everything. So the first thing I do is build up that momentum and that energy, because when the energy is right, then no matter what it is that you're saying and no matter what it is you're doing, everything feels good.
I love you guys. I love you guys because I went all through and Auntie Ji ने भी मुझे हाई फाई किया. All of you have incredible energy.
So we always begin with the lighting of the lamp, is to allow for new beginnings.
Culture eats strategy for breakfast. That's our first lesson from the day. मतलब strategy है important. Strategy does help you to get where you want to go. But culture is going to keep your growth sustainable, and culture is going to make you grow exponentially.
The first thing we did is an activity called speed dating. It's an exercise where every single person gets to interact with every other person in the audience, and they ask questions to get to know the other person better. A lot of time we make assumptions about who people are, and this exercise, one, encourages fellowship because you have to sort of get to know everybody, and the other thing that it encourages is for you to ask, not assume. So you learn about people, you learn about their preferences, and you find those common connections, and then you kind of start building synergies in the organization.
On the ground and filling you up with positive energy and just spreading this sense of complete calmness and allowing yourself to be present here.
So the whole activity of card building was to sort of understand individual talents and strengths that existed in a particular group and understand how to leverage those talents and strengths, and then they built a structure that kind of was symbolic of that alignment of the vision and the common goal.
The moment the instructions were given,
हाँ,
duties were assigned.
हाँ.
I asked Mukesh, save the number so that we are ready for where we have to communicate finally.
Okay.
Then with the given apparatuses,
हाँ.
we thought that these cards are just not feasible enough to stand on their own.
Okay.
So we took the support of these bottles,
Okay.
and now to make it creative, we went and placed the cards on a flat basis and ensured that this becomes a skywalk.
Every organization has a vision, and a lot of times leaders state their vision. But that kind of becomes a vision that is imposed on the members or on the organization. So the whole idea of creating the vision document is where every member participates in the creation of that vision. And when you are a part of something that you're building, then you are more likely to be attached to that vision and more aligned to that goal. So through the vision document exercise, what we did is we asked all of them to deliberate and to brainstorm on certain questions that were important to all the 4 quadrants that was important to the organization. And we took in their answers and we built a vision of the organization through the insights that came up from the team members itself.
8 people responded out of 72, so fantastic. And by the way, आप लोगों का response record time.
So the yarn activity is actually my signature. It's something that I do in every conference as my closing. So the whole idea is to sort of build a web between people, allow for one, a space for reflection. So the two questions that I ask are very open-ended questions. I ask them, what are your takeaways from the conference? So people are trying to reflect and understand, what did I learn today? I always say, knowledge is potential power. If you act on what you know, then that knowledge becomes power. So we had already spent 1.5 days or the entire day yesterday and today learning. So knowledge was potential power, and now we were converting that into action steps. And the whole purpose of Samarpan is the pledge. So we were taking that commitment from every single member on what is that one action step that you want to take towards the growth of this organization.
I and Shelly Jain pledge to make 8 activities for self-development and motivation for my Leo members.
I am R.K. Gupta. I pledge I will always work for our hospital, especially newly licensed blood center.
प्रॉमिस करती हूँ कि जुलाई महीने में ही आने वाले साल में
I think there are very few NGOs that understand the importance of team building, fellowship and leadership development. Lions Club of Howrah recognize that each individual member of this organization is a leader in its own right and therefore invested in the leadership development of its own members. It was really exciting for me to see the entire breadth of different ages, different genders and even different skill sets in this room. But nowhere in any of the activities did I see the differences anymore. At every stage of the conference, each of them was a learner in their own right. Each of them was a leader in their own right. And each of them was participating as one. I'd also like to give my regards to the upcoming leadership team, Vijay ji, Mukesh ji and Vineet ji. I think the combined energy of the three is really going to create success stories and ripples all across the Lions Club internationally. The competitiveness during the activities was just insane. I had to literally hold the audience on the competitive spirit that I saw in there. So I think level 5 leadership is something that Maxwell talks about in his book. And the combination of level 5 leadership is only two things: personal humility and professional will. And I saw level 5 leaders through and through in the Lions Club of Howrah. And I can guarantee you that these are the only two things that are going to be the trademarks of their success when I come back here next year to look at Samarpan 2024.